Oh, hello. Please do not attempt to adjust your regularly scheduled programming. You are watching Killer Kross on AMBY, because no matter where the time is told, in the end, everybody pays the toll.
Hey everyone, it's Alicia and I would like to welcome you to my interview with Killer Kross. Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm doing fantastic.
That's fantastic to hear. I want to kick things off by asking about something that happened a few days ago. How was your birthday?
My birthday was outstanding.
Yeah?
Yes.
What made it so outstanding?
I was left alone for the most part. It was a very peaceful day.
Okay.
I went for a hike into the mountains. And that's what I do on my off time.
And did you end up watching yourself on Impact that night?
Yes, I did.
You did. What was running through your mind, kind of seeing yourself on TV?
Very surreal, if I can be serious for a moment. Growing up watching professional wrestling, I've probably watched it every year on my birthday,
Yep.
someplace, sometime, unless I was abroad overseas, and having a birthday where I was watching myself while I was watching professional wrestling was just very, very surreal. Very cool feeling.
And is it always that feeling when you see yourself on TV, whether with Impact or Lucha Underground?
Somewhat, because when I'm at home, I'm not Killer Kross, and there's a very massive separation between the two, so it's very unusual, but in an entertaining way.
Well, you grew up watching many promotions, but your favorite one happened to be ECW.
Yes.
So what was it about that federation that really just caught your eye right away?
ECW felt very real. It felt very carnal. There was a level of sincerity in the execution of everything that was done from everyone. It just felt very real. I never questioned anything I was watching and never felt compelled to.
Well, here at Impact, there's no secret that you are willing to destroy anything in your path. So is your sight set on specific people in the roster, or is it just anybody who comes in your way?
It really just depends on whether I woke up on the left or woke up on the right. I mean, that's the beauty of it all. There's really no method to the madness, and that's really where fear comes from. That's what scares people, not being able to relate to an individual, and the individual not being able to relate to people. You're never going to know what you're going to get.
Okay, well, I really enjoyed and was kind of scared at the same time. It's a weird feeling, but the YouTube video that you posted about how you can hurt anybody better than anybody. But is there anything that can hurt Killer Kross, or is there anything that you fear?
Probably not.
Nothing.
I mean, if we're talking about fear, I think fear is a healthy thing. I think fear is a sign of intelligence. It's a sign of survival. I'm probably, if I had to be afraid of one thing, I would probably say it would be how far I would go if I was granted that flexibility.
Well, what can you tell me about the carnivore diet? Because I know this is something that you recently started, and it seems to be fairly positive for you.
It is all red meat, absolutely nothing else, just water. Perhaps at a time I may start bringing in carbohydrates again, vegetables, probably a small amount of fruit, but I did it for the health benefits.
Okay.
I'm functioning much better. My energy is much better. I'm more focused, and it just agrees with me.
So why not stick with something when it's working, right?
Exactly.
I like on the music front how it looks like you dabble into a lot of heavier stuff. You even posted some Marilyn Manson stuff the other day. So do you find that that's majority of your music taste? It happens to be heavier?
It happens to be heavier, but again, I've always been attracted to sincerity. And that genre of music I've always found has a lot more sincerity than other forms of music, and I just gravitate towards that. So,
Well, if you were to kind of create a music festival for yourself that you would love to see, who would be some of those bands that would perform there?
definitely Marilyn Manson. Another one, if people haven't heard of the band, is Amon Amarth. It's a lot of Viking metal.
Okay.
Pantera, if it were possible. Things within that nature.
And have you been able to see any of these bands live in the past?
I have.
Okay, which ones?
Marilyn Manson live. I got to see a Perfect Circle. Would definitely be a band on
That's
that
cool.
list. Absolutely saw them live as well. Probably my favorite live band I've ever seen. Danzig is another one. Absolutely love Danzig. Cataclysm. Behemoth would be another one. I mean, I could go on and on. I've always dabbled in the independent heavy metal scene probably since I was 15 years old.
That's awesome.
Used to go to all the local shows actually right here in Toronto. I lived here on and off for approximately 17 years, and the heavy metal scene here is very strong.
What was the first show that you went to? Was it right at the start when you mentioned being 15, or did that come a little later?
I would probably say 15. The very first show I ever went to was actually Amon Amarth was the headlining band, and there was another opening band for that. I can't recall exactly what it was, but the experience of it was very invigorating.
That's kind of what hooked you to it. You're like, I need more of this.
Absolutely.
And were you right up there in the mosh pit with everyone?
Of course I was.
Of course you were.
Of course I was.
I wouldn't expect anything less.
I was working on my swanton bomb into the audience off the stage.
I can see that.
Yeah.
And how about, do you go to shows now? Not
When
as
I can.
often?
Not
Okay.
as often, when I can.
And you still mosh it at the front?
Not anymore. I think I'm going to get arrested. Yeah,
Keep that for in the ring.
absolutely. I save the moshing for when I get paid now.
Well, just to wrap things up, I do want to leave it with the fans. Anything you want to say to everybody viewing? There's a lot of really cool stuff happening for you right now.
Sure, I appreciate the support and continue watching. I am the new beginning. My name is Killer Kross. And no matter where the time is told, in the end, everybody pays the toll.
Thank you very much for joining me today. I appreciate it.
My pleasure.
And remember, to everybody viewing, you visit us at alicia2.com for all exclusive interviews and features. See you next time.